So I'm going to take a very quick poll. In your organization, do you have processes and systems to measure and improve individual performance? So Mehul will launch the poll in a second, and you can type your answers. %60 have voted. Let's see. We will give it another few seconds. Okay, so I think we'll stop and share the results. So here are your answers. In your organization, do you have processes, systems to measure individual performance? 82% of you said yes. So that makes sense. So through your chat box, you can share some of the individual performance initiatives that you have in your organization. What do you do to measure performance of individuals in your organization? You can type your answers via chat. So what do you do for managing performance of individuals in your organizations? If you can share your thoughts via chat. Okay, so some of the things organizations do to manage individual performance are identifying and developing high potentials, identifying and developing high potentials, having a competency framework, having competency assessments, identifying gaps, conducting training programs, conducting coaching, etc. So most, if not all, of these activities are usually geared towards enhancing individual performance. So Anand says accountability and ownership, coaching and training. That's right. Great. So here is the next question, the next logical question. In your organization, do you have processes and systems that measure and improve team performance? Not individual performance, but team performance. And we are going to launch the poll in a second, and you can type in your answers. So do you have measures or systems to measure performance of the team together, not measuring individual team members' performance, but measuring the performance of the team as a whole? So more than half have voted. Okay. We'll wait a few more seconds. Okay. And then we can close it down. Okay. So here, 55% of the people say that they do have systems and measures to improve team performance, and 45% say no. So what does that mean? In 21st century, most of the work done gets in teams, and yet our focus is still more towards measuring individual performance. Now, if you answered yes to the previous question, you can share some of the team initiatives that you are using in your organization. What do you do to measure performance of teams? Anyone would care to share? If you answered yes, that yes, you do have processes and systems to measure performance of team members, you can answer yes. So what are some of those team performance measures or initiatives that you have in your organizations? Anyone? So this is interesting. Most of the times what people do is they do some team building activities and some sharing activities, but there are not specific measures. There are not specific processes or systems to measure the performance of teams as a whole. And we are not talking about the performance management. That is always there in organizations, but measuring performance of individual teams. Great. So moving on, to quote Michael Jordan, talent wins games, but teamwork and intelligence wins championships. So individual brilliance is great, but team cohesiveness is critical to performance and success of the 21st century organization. In today's complex, uncertain, interconnected world where work is done through teams, teamwork has become even more important, and performance of teams is even more important than ever. So once again, you can share your thoughts via the chat box. What do you think? Does individual brilliance translate into outstanding team performance? If there are a lot of smart people on a team, does that necessarily mean that the performance of the team would be great? What do you think? What are some of your thoughts? Sometimes, okay. And anyone else? Does individual brilliance translate into good team performance? Sudhir says no. Correct. Not in and of itself, but certainly if it can contribute if harnessed. Perfectly right, Kevin. Yes, Darshan says it's difficult. So I think you are sensing what we all sense as top management or talent management professionals. And that is that you can put a group of 6 to 10 high performing individuals, the high flyers on a team. And yet their performance as a group, as a team, may be disappointing. We've seen this probably many times in sports teams and even in work teams. A team that looks fantastic on paper doesn't usually perform up to their potential. So, how a group of individuals perform together as a team, it's unpredictable at best, even with our 21st century ability to research and analyze. Okay,